course, we'll soon know the fate of a police officer charged with the most serious offenses in the death of Freddie Gray. Cesar Goodson has been charged with second-degree murder, manslaughter, assault, misconduct, and reckless endangerment. He is the officer who drove the police van that carried Gray after Gray was arrested last April. Gray suffered a spinal cord injury en route to the police station. CBS News legal analyst Rikki Klieman has been following this case from the very beginning. And again, Rikki, this is in Cesar Goodson, the man that we have discussed, that prosecutors consider the big fish here, if you will, facing the most serious charges of the officers charged here. What is your sense then, as again we await the judge's ruling?
Well, we can only use certain things to give us a sense of what this judge may do. And one of the things we can use is the questions that he asked during the closing arguments of both the prosecutor and the defense lawyer. He is very troubled, it appears, because I put that in quotes, because when a judge is asking questions, you're never quite sure what his motivation is. But he's concerned about the fact that the theory of the rough ride, which the prosecution opened with in this case, and of course has been all over the publicity from the very beginning, that was never proven up in the sense of a rough ride. Their own expert for the prosecution could not say it was a quote-unquote rough ride. So what he's concerned about was you've got to look at the fact of what the intent was of Cesar Goodson. Cesar Goodson did not give a statement. So you're looking at the external facts. There's only one film, Josh, of Cesar Goodson going through a stop sign and going wide on a turn. And the judge appeared, according to people who were there, incredulous about the fact that this was the idea that he was going to intentionally or with a quote-unquote depraved heart bounce Freddie Gray into serious injury or death. That's a very tough burden.
And the fact that Cesar Goodson did not provide a statement, you think, is also a very key part of this?
Well, it is in the end. There is an old saying amongst criminal defense lawyers in the United States of America that I'll give you two. Nobody talks, everybody walks, which is a bit crass. And the other one, which has some humor, is even a fish wouldn't get caught if it kept its mouth shut. Now, putting humor aside for something as serious as this case, that what happens is, if Cesar Goodson had spoken at the time that all of this happened, he would have had to have explained all of his actions, including the different stops that he made and why he checked on Freddie Gray at one of the stops. So he may have told the truth, but it may have sounded like he was acting in willful disregard. He may have been someone who didn't actually know precisely what had happened and when it happened. So the theory of the prosecution is, well, of course he was giving him a rough ride. He really had this depraved heart, and time again, that when he stopped, he could have gone and checked and made sure that he was shackled. And when he asked for medical attention, they could have gotten it. On the other hand, the judge did appear to have a bit of disbelief of saying, why would he go check on him if he intended to really seriously injure or kill him? On the other side, the defense can argue that he went to go check on him because he was doing his job.
Other officers will, again, be standing trial, charges of their own, but considering what we've seen now, a hung jury and then this judge acquitting a second officer of all charges, if there is a loss for the prosecution today, does this really begin to unravel now?
Well, it may, depending on what we consider a loss. Now, the defense bar would say anything less than the top count of a conviction would be a loss for the prosecution. The prosecution may not feel that way at all. If Cesar Goodson is acquitted of second-degree depraved heart murder, there are still three theories of manslaughter. There is a reckless endangerment. So the prosecution may feel that any conviction is a win.
Okay. Well, again, we are going to be learning what the judge does decide really moments from now. And again, you'll be joining us at the top of the 10 o'clock Eastern hour to discuss it all. Rikki, we appreciate it.
Thanks, Josh.